On the second week of December, Maya Alvarez counted the money in her wallet 3 times before she made the decision. 2 20s and 1 10. $50 exactly. That was all she could spare without risking groceries or bus fare, but Christmas was coming, and her 8-year-old daughter Sophia had started asking questions that hurt more than she liked to admit. "Why is it always just us, Mama?" Sophia had asked while coloring reindeer at the kitchen table. "Everyone else has someone." Maya smiled then, but later that night she cried quietly in the bathroom so Sophia wouldn't hear. So when Maya saw the handwritten flyer taped to a community board outside the grocery store, it felt like fate or desperation or both. Need a +1 for the holidays? No drama. No judgment. $50 per event. She took a photo of the number and stared at it for 2 days before texting. That was how she met Daniel Reed. They agreed to meet at a small coffee shop downtown. Maya arrived early, nerves buzzing. She wore her cleanest sweater and fixed her hair in the bathroom mirror, reminding herself that this was just an arrangement. Nothing more. Daniel walked in a few minutes late, shaking snow from his coat. He was tall, with kind eyes and a softness about him that made people feel safe without knowing why. He looked like someone who blended into crowds easily. Not flashy. Not intimidating. "I'm Daniel," he said, offering a warm smile. "You must be Maya." They talked over coffee, setting simple rules. Hold hands if needed. Smile for photos. Leave when things got uncomfortable. He didn't ask too many questions, which Maya appreciated. When she slid the $50 across the table, he hesitated. "That covers it," she said quickly. "I promise I'm not expecting more." Daniel nodded and tucked the bill into his wallet, though something about his expression suggested money was not something he worried about. What Maya didn't know was that Daniel Reed was worth several $1,000,000. He had grown up wealthy, inherited wealth, and sold a tech company before he turned 35. But after his wife died 3 years earlier and left him alone with a 6-year-old son, money had started to feel meaningless. He took odd jobs to feel normal again. To remind himself how regular people lived. The fake boyfriend offer had been half joke, half therapy. Christmas Eve came fast. Maya brought Daniel to her sister's house, where relatives asked polite questions and made curious glances. Daniel played his part effortlessly. He helped in the kitchen, laughed at jokes, and knelt to talk to Sophia like she was the most important person in the room. "Your mom talks about you all the time," he told her. Sophia beamed. That night, when they stood outside in the cold waiting for Daniel's ride, Maya felt something twist in her chest. "You didn't have to be so kind to her," she said quietly. Daniel shrugged. "Kids deserve that." They didn't plan to meet again, but life ignored the plan. Sophia asked about him. Maya found herself thinking about his laugh, his calm presence, the way he listened instead of waiting to talk. Daniel felt it too. He told himself it was guilt or loneliness, but when he agreed to come over on Christmas morning just to say hi, he knew he was lying to himself. He brought gifts. Real ones. A warm coat for Maya. A puzzle set for Sophia. Maya panicked when she saw them. "Daniel, this is too much. I paid you." "I know," he said gently. "This isn't part of that." It was the first crack in the arrangement. Over the next few weeks, they kept seeing each other. Walks in the park. Homework help. Quiet dinners. Maya started to wonder who Daniel really was. He never talked about work. His phone was always on silent. Once, she saw a luxury car waiting down the street when he said goodbye, and her stomach tightened. The truth came out by accident. Sophia got sick one night, a high fever that wouldn't break. Daniel insisted on driving them to the hospital. When Maya saw the private wing, the doctors greeting him by name, the unease turned into shock. In the waiting room, she confronted him. "You lied to me," she said, voice shaking. "You took my money." Daniel looked ashamed. "I didn't mean to deceive you. I just didn't want to be seen for what I have instead." Maya stood up. I hired a fake boyfriend. Not a secret millionaire. She didn't answer his calls for weeks. But Sophia asked for him every day. Finally, Daniel showed up at her door, no gifts, no driver, just himself. I don't want to be fake anymore, he said. I care about you. About her. I don't want to hide. Maya steadied his face and saw the same man from the coffee shop. The same kindness. The same quiet honesty that had made her feel less alone. Next time, she said softly, start with the truth. They didn't rush anything after that. Love didn't arrive like a miracle. It grew slowly, carefully, built on honesty instead of pretending. And every Christmas after, they laughed about the $50 that started it all.